Hello everybody! This is Christian Pokemon Champion, and this is my 1000 subscriber special. Yay! Woo! Technically I'm a little late. I'm so grateful and thankful for all those who gave me encouragements. I'm even grateful to those who called me cringe. Apparently I'm cringe. Just call me Cringe Christian Pokemon Champion. Didn't expect to say that in the first try. You know how I'm going to celebrate this milestone? Do another challenge. Ugh, what's wrong with me? Here's a new challenge. The beating Pokemon Diamond while poisoned. By the way, if you want to see the very first Manguin defeat Pokemon Fire Red with only Delibird, click that thing up there. SM22 is a great guy, so give him some love. Here's to you, my friend. Now the rules. I can only use one Pokemon to deal any damage in battle. Steel-type Pokemon will not be allowed. No abilities that alleviate poison or take advantage of it are allowed. This will include the abilities Poison Heal, Immunity, and Shed Skin. In our case, Mankey was chosen for this challenge by Reactionless, the one who suggested the challenge. I must make sure that Mankey is poisoned prior to any trainer battles. I plan on doing this by giving Mankey Toxic Orb as a held item. I'm allowed to use Poke Center to heal Mankey as much as needed, which will inherently heal Mankey's poison status. But I do have to make sure he is poisoned prior to the next battle. If I don't allow Poke Centers, this would be a completely different type of challenge. And our focus is to figure out if it is possible to win Pokemon Diamond while poisoned. I can have other Pokemon to be used as HM martyrs. Held items are the exception, but not using them will be considered best practice. I do reserve the right to evolve Mankey into Primeape. I'm saying this now in case Mankey isn't strong enough for the challenge. I'm allowing this in order to potentially prevent the use of healing items during battle if Mankey isn't enough. Again, this is a poison challenge, not a weak single poisoned Pokemon challenge. Dang, that's a lot of words to say. Ultimately, however, I will try to avoid this if at all possible. You know me, guys. I'll do you right. Lastly, winning the game will be defined as beating the champion of Sinnoh. I'm not sure if I can do this as of yet, but I have faith that Mankey will prove itself to us. Mankey has a base stat of 305, definitely lower than MC Hammer's base stat. Their defenses are relatively subpar, unfortunately. Their speed and physical attack are decent enough, but it's their HP that's worrying me. I mean, 40 HP while poisoned. Moreover, Mankey's move pool is pretty lackluster, but their choice of TMs was nice. Now let's begin! Alfred Hitchcock is at it again! It's super convenient that the old man just left these starter Pokemon that are perfect for this scenario. Kinda shady now that I think about it. Coincidence? I think not! I made Mankey the starter in place of Turtwig. This was so that my rival would have Chimchar as their starter. Let's see who has the strongest monkey. I think you mean whom has the strongest monkey? Shut up, stinking LU. I used a cheat code to obtain 999 Toxic Orbs. You can never have enough of these. So that we can officially begin this challenge. Yes, this is technically cheating, but since it was to make the game harder, I think I get a pass. By the way, I planned on not selling these. This would give me an unnecessary advantage in the early game. I went to a patch of grass to find a wild Pokemon. This was so that Toxic Orb can activate and poison Mankey. Sorry, buddy. I named Mankey Groot. I'm Groot. In memory of my late Mankey from my Pokemon Diamond Randomizer Nuzlocke. Linking that card thing that just popped up. I immediately learned that making sure that Groot stayed poisoned was a very difficult matter. I'm forced to find a wild Pokemon and waste a turn for Toxic Orb to start its magic. But this can lead to the wild Pokemon hurting Groot. This will lead to a more difficult next match because I won't be at full health. I even lost in my first attempt on the first trainer of the game. It's Jack Nicholson. It's Heath Ledger. It's Joaquin Phoenix. Later, I also learned that, along with having to find a wild encounter to enable poisoning, I also lose HP as I walk to my next match. And if the trainer is far from the closest patch of grass, I lose a lot of health. This was the case for this rival battle. I had to go from this grassy patch patch of grass, to the location of Elihu, which is quite a few steps. I knew you were a cheater. You could have just walked towards me, but no, you had to be lazy and made me walk to you. This means that a lot of times, I would have to use a potion just before our match, so that Groot would have enough HP to handle poison and my opponent's attacks. And remember, this isn't just regular poison, this is advanced poison, the kind that increases its potency the longer the match goes on. What have you done to me, Reactionless? Porqué! After leveling up by 2 levels, I defeated Elihu. Roark, use Headbutt! It's super effective. I made sure Groot was poisoned and now it's time to fight Roark. Despite being an advantage against this rock-type Pokemon, I wasn't quite certain if I could defeat him prior to the match. I Karate Kid chopped him in the face. He survived, which surprised me. They attacked and used the potion. I chopped them again and they went down. Remember, poison is getting tougher with each turn, so I was getting nervous. Kricketot surprisingly lost to 1 hit. Groot learned Seismic Toss in place of Leer for beating Kricketot. I figured that Leer would be kinda useless for this run, since I can't be wasting time lowering my opponent's stats. I'm not a smart man. Lastly, Onix lost to 1 low kick. Right after I beat Roark, I discovered an obstacle of the challenge. Because I got rid of Leer, all I have now are attack moves. I'm also getting to the point where Groot is too strong for any wild Pokemon to withstand any of their attacks. Except Geodude, as long as I use Scratch, since it isn't very effective against him. This means that until I get another non-damaging move, getting poisoned would be difficult, a sentence I never thought I'd have to say. I later learned how to not need non-damaging moves to waste a turn to activate Toxic Orb. Thanks to my dude, I can still continue on with the challenge. Sure, I'll help save your dad from the clutches of Galactic nerds. But let me just pick these berries first. Commander Mars! I'm having bad flashbacks right now. This time around, it took me just 3 attempts to defeat her. It's you! I remember you! Ha! I defeated you this time. I defeat you. So I realized something. I'm about to enter Eternal Forest, where Cheryl will be fighting alongside us until we escort her to the end. Because she likes to heal our Pokemon after every encounter, this meant that my poison will be healed too. And if I try to get Groot poisoned in between trainer battles, Cheryl will heal him again. Why do you do me like that, Cheryl? So this is how I combated this. I went back into the grass just before Eternal Forest to have Groot poisoned. Doing this, Cheryl, for some reason, will choose not to heal Groot until the next encounter. However, I need to make sure I don't find another wild Pokemon encounter thereafter. Otherwise, she'll heal me again. By the way, I also remember that I can use repels, making it even easier to navigate the forest. Bye, Felicia. Next is Gardenia. I just felt a disturbance in the Poke Challenge force. I healed before the match, and now let's begin. I really hope this won't be as bad as the Ta challenge. Unfortunately, my first 2 tries ended in a failure. I already figured I would have to train. Dang, man. Gardenia should be considered one of the hardest gyms in all Pokemon. So I trained to level 33, where Groot learned Swagger, because he got swag, bro. I was not messing around, guys. I can't underestimate Gardenia this time. Now that I have this, Groot was strong enough to take Cherubi and Turtwig down in one hit. I used Swagger on Roserade, and they got confused. I assure you I'll win this match. They got confused once more. With 2 more assurances, Roserade lost. I obtained the Explore Kit. Oh, I found a fossil. Fossils. Dun dun dun. What is it? I failed to get the fossil. Ah, shucks. At level 37, Groot learned Cross Chop in place of Low Kick. Won a contest? Went to church? What is this guy even doing? And Elihu wanted a rematch. Wait, Elihu wanted a rematch. Now I remember this time that Elihu would want this rematch since I failed my Kricketot challenge because of this guy. But what I didn't have was the foreknowledge to prepare poison to fight him before I went to the city. And because I can't get past Elihu to prepare poison, stinking Elihu, and I can't prepare poison in the city, this means I have to start the match without poison being activated prior to the match. This technically breaks my rules. You know, I could just waste a turn throwing a Pokeball. No, I will not let Elihu take another challenge from me! Little did he know what was to come. I literally went back to the last save point, which was just before I trained for Gardenia. This was so that I could prepare my poison before I went to the city this time. As long as I continue to heal Groot up until Elihu, I will then be able to follow the rules of my challenge. The things I do for subs. I got the best HM Martyr. Ha! Take that, Bronzer. At level 41, Groot learned Thrash in place of Karate Chop. Why is this even here? Now it's time to fight Maylene. I cross-chopped Meditite, Machoke, and Ludicolo, and she lost. Why don't you have a main key, Maylene? Don't you want the best fighting type Pokemon in the game on your team? I found out what Groot thinks of me. If a Pokemon were to travel along, it would be limited as to where it could go. But traveling with a human, a Pokemon would be able to travel farther afield, to more distant cities and lands. Traveling with Job Jr. has been rewarding and reassuring, and very entertaining. See, guys? Groot thinks I'm entertaining. He's also very articulate. I got lucky that there's a pond right next to the gym, so now I can use Magikarp to activate Toxic Orb. I feel like I got lucky with Crasher Wake. His Gyarados was a little tough since using Cross Chop wasn't very effective, but I used Thrash this time, and he used Swagger, which increased my attack by 2 stages. It gave me just enough power to take Eurodose in the next hit. Thrash continued onto Quagsire. Crasher used a Super Potion. Now that I'm confused, I'm a little worried. Good thing Groot is so articulate, because he didn't get confused and cross-chopped Quagsire. His last Pokemon lost to my final cross-chop. Like I said, I think I got lucky because I was a lot of things that Groot had to bypass to win. I chased a bad guy. Stop! In the name of the law! Why won't you hit them? Why won't you hit them? Ah! Let's fight Fantina again. I dreamed a dream in times gone by. Whoa, how am I not following right now? So the issue with this gym is that the only attack I have to damage this ghost type gym is Punishment, which has 5 PP. So I have to go back and forth to heal and set up poison in order to fight the trainers there. Now Fantina. I punished Drifblim. He survived. Fantina used Hyper Potion. This time Punishment was enough to take him down. Miss Maggie is lost to 1 punishment. And MC Hammer lost to Punishment. Honestly, after that loss of HP from Aftermath, from Drifblim, and Toxic, I wasn't sure this was going to happen. But Groot keeps proving himself to being epic. Elihu's rematch in Canalave City was difficult at first. I experimented with Return, but that wasn't enough. I taught Groot Aerial Ace, and it seemed enough to win. I didn't want to lose Thrash, but Aerial Ace was still very good. Byron? Why is your name Brian? I mean, whose name is Byron? I took down Bronzer, Bastiodon, and Steelix, all with close combat. Honestly, who's surprised this gym was going to be easy with Groot's fighting type? Doom! Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor! Now at Lake Variety, the game was progressing enough that the trainers were so strong that Groot wasn't able to one-shot everything. Commander Saturn was easy. Wait, Commander Saturn was medium. I skipped most of the winter region again, since Hail and Toxic do not mix well. I prepared Toxic and got ready for Candace. Snover's ability starts up Hail. This makes the match just a little more difficult because now I have two things slowly taking away my health. I used Aerial Ace on Snover, and the tree was felled. Next was Obama Snow. Come on guys, did you expect any better from me? They lost to one close combat. Metachan was a little tough, but I used one Aerial Ace, accompanied with a critical hit, and they lost. Last was Smeagol. One last close combat and Candace lost. Oh, you defeated me earlier. Let me just drop these keys here for ya. I barely won against Cyrus. He gave me a Master Ball. For some reason. Don't fall. Just don't fall. Oh. The party has arrived! This double battle was tough! Elihu healed my Pokemon? Wait. Elihu! Because of Elihu, Groot wasn't able to start the battle with poison prepared. What do? I mean, I guess throw a Pokeball. This singular battle brought this challenge's difficulty up like at least 2 notches. Okay, I'm going to use Swagger instead of a Pokeball since the other way just doesn't work. Will that mean I cheated? I'm okay with that. I can live with this. I mean, throw me a freaking bone here. I'm working with just a Poison Mankey against 3 flying types. 2 Euros is technically a flying type. Finally, his last Pokemon. I just need one close combat. This time at level 75, confident I can use the Pokeball tactic this time. Honestly, the Pokeball tactic is harder than having poison already prepared because I'm susceptible to getting hit along with getting poisoned. I use Rock Slide to take down Honchkrow. And Crobat too. We get it, you like crows. I use punishment to punish Cyrus for cheating. And finish off Gyarados. There, I pronounced it right this time. With the Rock Slide. Now Weavile. I use close combat. Beating Cyrus is so beautiful. I destroyed Dialga in one hit. Carrot Top greeted us to the city. Now is the last gym. Because of close combat, Raichu, Ambipom, Luxray, and Octillery, why do you even have him? All went down in one hit. Do not forget to get Waterfall. I forgot it, Vegeta. At Victory Road, I made sure I shined all my badges. I'm at the Poke League. I fished for the final time for Magikarp in order to prepare poison. Bye, my friend. And now it's time to fight Elihu. By the way, I'm still salty for earlier. Elihu turned out to be a little stronger than expected. It was mainly due to Staraptor's intimidation. So I trained to level 85. I accidentally caught a Magikarp with a Master Ball. I'm still not strong enough. What if I switched to another Pokemon to get rid of intimidation? I shouldn't do that. I need to beat Elihu's team without doing that. That means I need to really train. I guess it's time to do our motivational training montage. Didn't think there'd be one for this episode, did ya? Try to be best, cause you're only a man, and a man's gotta learn to take it. Try to believe, though it's going to get rough, that you gotta hang tough to make it. History repeats itself. Try and you'll succeed. Never doubt that you're the one, and you can have your dreams. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. Yeah. I have trained so that Cobra Kai would stop bullying me. I mean, Elihu, you. I trained to beat you. Also, I put Citrus Berry on Groot to better my chances of winning. Just a reminder, held items are allowed. It's just best to avoid these if at all possible. I defeated Staraptor, used close combat on Snorlax, and Infernape. I suppose we found out whom has the strongest starter monkey. I used a return on Heracross and got a critical hit. Poison harmed me, which triggered the Citrus Berry. After Aqua Jet, I used close combat to beat Floatzel. Last but certainly least was Roserade. Just one return was enough to win. Bye, Felicia. Now I fish for the final time for a Magikarp. Also, I realized that I can just switch out to another Pokemon in our team, and then go back to Groot to start poison. A little late to discover this, but useful for this one moment. Bye, Felicia. Let's get this started. First off is Aaron. Aaron was strong enough for me to feel like I had to resort to something drastic. But after a few tries, I was able to one-shot Dustox and Beautifly with one Rock Slide. Used a close combat on Drapion. I got a lucky crit on Heracross. This beetle was just too good. Because of the crit, I was able to one-shot Vespiquen. Next was Bertha. You! I was worried about not having enough close combats to fight the Elite Four, so I did the math. I predicted that I would need a close combat for upwards to possibly 14 Pokemon in the league after Aaron. I have 3 PP healing items. Ha, I said PP. Along with a full set of close combats from being healed at the Poke Center before starting the Elite Four will give me a total of 32 close combats. This means I have full freedom to use as many close combats as necessary to beat Bertha. I'm going to closely combat you to oblivion. Predictably, I used a close combat in Quagmire, Swampert Wannabe, Stickbug, Big Rock, and Hippowdon, who happened to have gotten a hit with a critical. I kinda needed to beat him. I have a dad joke for you. What did the hippo say to the other hippo when they called him fat? Well, that's hypocritical. Sorry. Kricketot was next. Rock Slide took down Rapidash. I used Close Combat on Lopunny, Infernape, and Steelix, and got lucky with a critical hit on Drifloon. Next was Udyr. His first three Pokemon, Pennywise, Houdini, and that giraffe thing, were all easy due to punishment. It was the Metagross wannabe that was difficult. Remember, each turn takes away increasingly more HP. I'm able to take it down with 2 close combats, but I don't have enough HP to take a hit from the yoga instructor, and this was without any of Udyr's Pokemon hitting me. This meant that I had to get a critical hit on them. Eventually, after about 79 attempts, I got it. Guys, I'm trying so hard not to resort to Evolving Groot to win. Finally, Cynthia. I just saw you not that long ago. I put on a second Citrus Berry on Groot for this match. She has 6 Pokemon, so I believe I need it. I used a Rock Slide to attack Spiritomb. I used another Rock Slide to finish them off. A close combat was enough to take down Roserade, Ludicolo, and Melodic. I used another close combat on Garchomp. A critical hit! This is my chance to win! Oh. Gastrodon. Yes! It took me 50 attempts, I think. It's honestly all a blur, sir. And that's it! While I wasn't able to complete one of my conditions, Stinginillihu, it turns out that it is possible to win Pokemon Diamond with a Poison Groot and all other prescribed conditions. Also, thanks to Hurricane Fitness for letting me use their gym for the footage, so you can get those gains and those women's. Groot was put into the Hall of Fame along with Tot, Bellsmart, Uhura, and MC Hammer. With an in-game time of 55 hours and 43 minutes, it took me longer to do this challenge than my previous one, making this challenge my second most difficult thus far, behind the Tot challenge, but I have a more difficult one coming up. Thanks for watching! If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click that bell looking thingy if you don't want to miss anything. Finally, if you have any prayers... Thanks, computer, for interrupting. Finally, if you have any prayers, please comment below. Okay, bye Felicias.